right, we live. What it do, what it is, what's happening, what the business be, what up, though, what's happening? It's your boy Nate Bennett with another extraordinary episode of the Extraordinary Exchange podcast. We are powered by the 12 Black men of the Extraordinary Investment Group, who are committed to inspiring our community through education and smart financial strategies. Y'all gonna get educated today for sure. We got amazing guests. Shout out to Case and Benz, who aren't here now, my co-hosts. I'm riding solo today, and some of y'all might even recognize this person over here in the Hollywood Square to my right. But this phenomenal individual is a web designer, a builder, marketing strategist, founder of Freaking Amazing Marketing. He's the creator of Demo Drop as well. He's a published author, and he's a rising force in the world of digital business infrastructure. Not just websites, but systems, funnels, revenue paths, and digital credibility. He's known as the person who builds both the front door and the follow-up. From humble beginnings to building for high-level brands, this brother knows what's going on. He represents what it looks like when faith, execution, and strategy come together at a really, really high level. He's a man of God. He's a father. He's a husband. And y'all going to hear his story tonight. I think y'all going to be inspired. Welcome to the Extraordinary Exchange podcast, Mr. Remiah Trask. What's going on with you, brother Trask?
What's up, Nate? Man, that intro, I need to bring you with me on the road when I go. Appreciate you, man.
Okay. For sure, man. We again, like we were talking before we started recording, man. I want to, I want all my guests to leave here thinking, all right, cool. He did his research. He came prepared, and this was well worth my time. So as we're adding value to those listening to this, it's impactful, So if you're gonna do it right. You did.
Yeah, for sure.
Louisiana's own as well. I gotta represent and give flowers where that's due. So salute to you, brother.
Appreciate it, man, for sure.
Yeah, man. So let's have an extraordinary exchange, man. Just give the people kind of brief background of who you are and what it is that you do, brother.
Well, I mean, you gave a really good one. I am, first of all, I've been married to my lovely, beautiful, amazing wife for 23 years, going on 24. I know it don't look like it, but we've been in this thing since we was kids, and we still feel like kids, even though our kids are the age that we were when we got together, which is crazy. But so raising our family, I have 3 kids. A 22-year-old right now, 18-year-old, 14-year-old. Raising them has been the highlight of my life. I feel like I grew up as I raised them, and kind of fell into the world of web design and marketing. I've been building websites since 2000, right? So 26 years as of today, and I fell into it. I took a class. I went to LSU. Shout out to Louisiana State University. I took a web design class. I built a website for my church. I liked it. A friend of mine asked me to build a website for his wife's organization, and they said, I'm going to pay you for it. And I said, I could make money. I could get paid for doing this. Like, I was just doing it for a hobby. And after that point, I put together a little package. I went door to door selling websites. It was a $300 package. I sold 2 my first day, and I ain't never looked back. Since then, I was like, this is what I'm about to do. My wife was like, go for it. And that was way back in 2009 when I did that. And here we are, 2026, still doing web design, and just kind of fell further into marketing because I realized a website is good, but a website without traffic is like a billboard in the desert. If don't nobody see it, it don't make no sense to have it. So I started learning content marketing, how to create content to bring attention so that you can drive people to, like you said, the front door of your business. And that's how I got into the world of funnels. I started working with some guys in Atlanta. This was back in 2020 when we was at home. It's cool that now we doing these podcasts virtually, but back in 2020, we was at the house. We ain't had nothing to do. And I was like, I'm about to teach this class and we're going to do it on Zoom. And we figured it out. And then we started making a lot of money. It was a lot of people making a lot of money teaching classes on Zoom. And then I kind of fell into coaching, right? And that's where I found my passion for helping entrepreneurs to grow their business not just have a website. A website is good, but I want to help you to make money. I want to help you to drive revenue and get customers. And that's what I've been doing, since then. I'm still building the sites, but my main priority is to really help you to get business.
That's dope. That's dope. It's an awesome testimony. All right, so LSU, man, what had you land in that area of web design in the first place? Where you just like, all right, I'm pretty good with technology. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Where you are always a creative, or was it just like, I don't know what I'm majoring in. I'm gonna just stick with this because we see so many people now that are in different vocations that they didn't go to school for. You
Mm-hmm.
actually doing what you went to school. How did you
Yeah.
pick that?
Yeah, so to be honest with you, I was in the sports real heavy, and I was in the band in high school. So that's, you got the creative mix with the athletic. And I chose band my sophomore year in high school. My basketball coach came up to me. We was getting ready to run suicides too, and he came up to me. He said, "Remiah, you're gonna have to pick. You ain't gonna be able to do both. You can either do basketball or do band." And we was about to run. I said I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna do band, right? So my athletic days ended my sophomore year, and I went all in on a band. But how did I get into web design? My aunt said, Remiah, you should look at computer science. The computer programmers are making a lot of money. Like this is the big beginning of the internet. Right around that time, 1998 is when I graduated high school. So we had just got the internet a few years prior. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do computer science. My auntie say that's what I'm gonna make a lot of money. My first computer science class, Nate, F, failed,
Mm,
was horrible
mm.
at programming. And so, but I'm already kind of in the college of business. And so I just transferred my major from computer science to ISDS, Information Systems and Decision Sciences. And because I was in ISDS, there was marketing classes, there were web design classes. God set that thing up. Like he put me right where I needed to be. He let me fail so that I can transfer over to the right thing. And that's where I learned all of these skills. But it was that web design class where I learned how to code HTML and CSS, and I just kind of fell in love with it.
That's what's up. And you have to fall in love with something like that because there's someone who my father's good with IT, my brother's good with IT and all that good stuff, man. I get frustrated so fast. Like you gotta I'm in healthcare, right? A lot of
Okay.
people don't have that white glove service or have that heart for people to serve people, right? In
Mm-hmm.
pharmacy specifically, because we get the worst of the worst. Everyone's at our window. I need my meds. I love those kind of people because I'm the one that's gonna switch that perspective around. I'm gonna be the one that you walk away and be like, all right, I'm glad I had that person right there. So yeah, you gotta love what you do to do that because that's not my thing at all.
Nah, facts. Yeah, I just love the final product. Like it was a bunch of, not really X's and O's, but just a bunch of code, a bunch of stuff that don't make no sense
Mm-hmm.
to nobody. But then to hit save, and then to open it up in the browser, and it's like it's got a logo at the top, and it's got a banner across the bottom, and it's got pictures that you put on there. And websites back then was ugly too, bro. I'm talking about ugly. But it was just it was like I would look back and marvel at my work. I still do that to this day. When I finish a website, I just kind of look back and go, "Oh, you did that." Okay, on to the next one.
Yeah. I mean, but you put in your what is it, 100,000 hours. This
Oh
ain't
yeah,
something you just did overnight. 26 years, like that needs to be applauded. So shout
appreciate
out
it.
to you for sticking with that and just getting better at your craft. So speaking of that, how are you getting better at your craft when it comes to that? Because you got your initiative that many have seen that have gone viral, 100 websites in 100 days, and
Yep.
you're just knocking out a website, one by one day, 2 day, 3 day, and they're freaking amazing websites too. They're not just any old website. So how are you consistently sharpening your craft, making sure you up on what the latest stuff is, so that your current websites don't look like those old websites we used to have?
Yeah, man. So that's something I've always done, was learn the next thing so that I could get better. So there was a time where I was building websites and this program called Dreamweaver. And I don't want to make this too technical, but it's some tech geeks out there who gonna enjoy this, right? It
Mm.
was a program called Dreamweaver, and then we graduated to what they call CMSs, content management systems. And the first one I used was Joomla. So I was building websites on Joomla, and I would buy templates from template forest, theme forest. And one day I made a mistake and I bought a WordPress template. I meant to buy a Joomla template, and it was for a client. And I had spent money back then. I wasn't. It was like $80. I was like, we got to make this work. We
Yeah.
done spent this money, so now I got to learn WordPress. And when I learned WordPress, it took me to another level. It was better than Joomla. I was able to do more customizations, and so I learned WordPress. And then I switched over to a system called Go High Level, and I did that for a while. And then recently, I've built my own system, Demo Drop. But the way I fell into that was we're now in a world of AI. If you're running from AI, stop running from AI. AI, nothing's wrong with AI. It's just a tool. Chat GPT is a tool. Claude is a tool. Manus is a tool. They're just tools. And if you don't use them, somebody else is using them and getting an advantage over you because they're using them. The tool is not the thing that's doing the work. You're doing the work. The tool is just helping you to get it done a lot faster. And so, how I'm getting these websites done so fast right now, somebody told me, they was like, Remiah, have you checked out Claude? And I said, nah, I heard about Claude, but Chat GPT got all my information. I'm not trying to switch. I'm already, I'm good. I don't need Claude. And then another friend said, Remiah, you really need to get in the Claude because it could do this, it could do this, it could do that. I said, let me download it. I downloaded it right then when we were talking, and I kind of played with it, and I messed around and created a presentation on accident. Wasn't even
Mm.
trying to. And I said, if this thing could create a presentation, I wonder if it could create a website. I,
Mm.
I generated a website. And then I started thinking, I wonder if I can generate websites automatically without me doing anything, right? And so that's how Demo Drop was born. Demo Drop has changed, but how Demo Drop was born and the reason it's called Demo Drop was I would do the website automatically and drop a demo on somebody and say, "Hey, check this website out. If you like it, you can buy it. If you don't like it, don't worry about it." Right? Because I had built the AI system that was building my sites. I put the prompt in, I put the designs in. I was like, this is design A, this is design B, this is design C, this is design D. Now here's their information. Do it. And then it didn't convert for me because I realized it's still AI. It needs the human element. So we need to just maximize AI, but we still gotta touch it. If a human don't touch it, people are gonna know,
Mm.
right? And so that's when I kind of changed the model. And the way I felt, Nate, I don't know. I'm 40. I'm 45. I'll be 46 this year. So are we close in age?
43, 43.
Okay, so
Graduated 2000. So we right there.
you might remember when AOL first came out and they had those discs,
The
right?
floppy
I
disk, yeah.
remember the first day I got on the internet, bro. I was at my mom's computer in her room for hours. I was locked in for hours. I'm talking like right after school to like 1, 2 in the morning. She had to make me get off. I hadn't had that feeling ever again until I started messing with Claude, right? I had that same feeling again where it's like just one more thing, one more thing. Let me just try this one more thing. Let me just do this one more thing. And that has been the game changer, to be honest with you. And once again, it's not the tool, it's how you utilize the tool. I took the 26 years of knowledge and wisdom and understanding that I had in this business and said, help me to grow this business and help me to do it at scale.
So many bars in that right there. Like I love listening to podcasts for the very reason that you just gave that, because it was so many different nuggets. If people are listening, that you could pick out of there. First of all, 11764-830. That's the first uh, username that I had gotten seventh grade when our teachers introduced us to this thing called the World Wide Web, and it was going to change everything. I don't know why I still remember that number to this day, but yeah, I remember that. But the simple fact that um, the pivots, right? There's so many people that probably would have had those same, whether you want to call them roadblocks, the same, uh, not being open to change, and you would have totally missed creating demo drop. You would have totally missed being open to Claude. You would have totally missed introducing AI into your life at that time, right? So many people still seem like AI has been around and on the tips of our tongues for years now. Still, people are not familiar with AI past ChatGPT, or even if they want to get into ChatGPT. Folks in a generation older than us, I'm good. I don't need that. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like you said, it's a tool, it's a game changer, and it cuts down the learning curve exponentially, right? Just imagine if you had an employee, right? For each ChatGPT um, agent that you create, that's a whole nother employee that can duplicate yourself. You tell that employee what to do, and they go out into the world and do it. Just like when we talk about finance, right? Your money is a tool. How's your money going out there in the world and working for you? Right? People that realize that have their money working for them and they make more. So that's such a powerful testimony, brother.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. And even with like I said, I have a guy on my team. I have three designers. I call them web producers, right? Because we are designer, but we producing, you know, because we up in there managing the AI agents to do the thing.
Yep.
But I have a guy on my team right now. He's 22. He never built a website in his life up until 3 weeks ago. And I said, I'm gonna teach you
Wow.
how to do it. I'm gonna show you how to use this tool. I'm gonna teach you how to do it. I'm gonna show you what I know. I'm gonna give you a mentor in myself and in another guy on my team. And now he has built three, actually four. He has built four websites that are in production that paying clients have paid for. And he is on his way. And I told him, you're going to have a skill that you will be able to monetize beyond working for freaking amazing marketing. Like, I hope you stay with me for a while, but in a year or two, you really could go do your own thing and make so much more money with this skill. So it's definitely it's bigger, it's big, and I believe in using AI with people. Like, I don't want to just let's see how we can scale and maximize this thing. I could have it just me and the AI by myself, but I like having a team. We have fun on our team meetings, and you know.
That's that servant spirit in you, though. Like they say, if you want to go somewhere fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, go with people. Some people might gatekeep that and not share. And the reason why I was shaking my head, I want you to go ahead and plug yourself right now. Is it freakingamazing.com, freakingamazingmarketing.com? During this interview, y'all should
FreakinAmazingMarketing.com.
listen to it. Go to the website. Ain't no way you taught somebody in 3 weeks to do the amazing websites that you're creating on a daily basis like that. That's crazy. So that right there, if y'all go and look at the quality of these websites, that's a plug already. And the fact that you taught somebody how to do that in a matter of a month, ridiculous. Plug that real quick, and then we'll continue the conversation.
Yeah, freakingamazingmarketing.com. Go check it out.
Crazy.
And
Um,
it's spelled properly, not no in. It's freaking FREAKING. All right, go ahead.
Freaking amazing. Yes. So going back, we got the sports. You nice on the keys when it comes to the music. Um, Real quick, talk about how those lessons early on. Because I just seen a report not too long ago, sometime within the last 2 weeks, talking about 95% of Fortune 500 CEOs played some kind of organized sport at some point in their life.
Mm.
Um, and then if you add music to that, it's like 100% of it. So music and athletics, something that you're dedicating time week after week after week to get nice at. How did that kind of facilitate you becoming the man that you are right now and being disciplined and in these different areas?
Yeah, yeah. First of all, athletics, sports. I was a baseball and basketball guy. Um, Athletics gives you tough skin. Like you learn how to lose. You might cry, but if you lose, you got to practice the next day. You got to get better because you don't want to lose the next time, right? You learn how to win, right? And you learn how to talk a little noise when you win. I was a catcher, and the team I was on, we went undefeated one year, and we won back to back. One year we went undefeated. The next year we lost one game.
Mm.
But I knew we was gonna win, so I used to talk noise. I'd be like, he about to throw a fastball right down the middle. I'm gonna tell you what it is. You ain't gonna hit it. Boom! I told you, strike one. And I was just it was just fun. I was in high school,
Yo.
just having the time of my life. But it gave me discipline. It taught me how to learn lessons, how to listen to my coaches, how to listen to my teammates, and also just how to communicate. Right? You see problems ahead of time, and you communicate those problems. So organized sports was. I grew up in a small town. I grew up in Walker, Louisiana, which is like outside of Baton Rouge, and so everybody knew everybody, right? But it was a you just learned so much in those organized sports, and you saw the same people over and over and over. So that camaraderie and that community was a thing. And I still play. I say I still play. I hadn't been in about two and a half months because when I started building Demo Drop, I put everything aside. But I used to hoop on every Tuesday and Friday. There's a group of guys that I hoop with, and I miss y'all. I'm coming back. I promise. Y'all know what I'm doing. I'm working. This is a season and an opportunity that I could not miss. And I put my head down and I said I refuse to miss this one. And that's what I'm doing. But even musically, like learning progressions and playing with a team and playing with a band, you learn to listen to others. You don't overplay. You work together to create the beautiful symphony and the composition that you put together. So those are a lot of great skills.
I wish I had a better excuse other than the pandemic threw a wrench in everything. I used to play with the fellas on Tuesdays and Thursdays for about an hour, hour and a half, and have not consistently had hooping in my life since the pandemic. So yeah, hopefully I'll get back to it. But again, you'll see that once you do go back to hooping with them, ain't nothing changed. They're gonna be there for you. So yeah, keep your head down and
Oh
keep
yeah,
grinding
for sure, for
and
sure.
knocking out what you done.
They still messing with in the group chat. You coming today? Nah, you messing with the websites. We know you ain't coming.
Until one of them gonna be like, "Hey, what's up? Let me get a website, though."
Yeah.
Right?
The
Eventually,
the 22-year-old I told you about. That's why we met. He hooped with us.
that's what's up.
Yeah,
See, man, sports bringing folks together, man.
for sure.
Um, in my research, I saw a story about your boss saying that you might not be a good business person. Is that true?
Oh man,
Well,
yeah.
boss of
He
yours?
was he
Oh.
was he was I don't want to call his name. I want to call his
Don't
name.
say no name. Don't say no name.
Yeah, he was a pastor at one of the churches. I was on staff at his church, and
Mm,
he basically told me because I told him I was like, look, I wanna go do this thing. It was a networking thing, and it was like on Tuesdays, and I
mm,
would need to miss like I was even like I'll let that be my lunch hour, but it's in the morning. Let that be
right.
my lunch hour. I won't take lunch on Tuesdays. And he was like, "No, I need you to be here." And he basically told me, "You're not a good business person. You need to let that business go, and you need to be sold out and 100% committed to to what we're doing at the church."
Mm,
And I don't want to give churches a bad rap. I don't want to give pastors a bad reputation. This was a situation. Pastors are people, and this was a situation where he wanted what was best for him and not what was best for me.
yep.
So I chunked up the deuces. I gave my 2 weeks notice, and it was the best decision because that's when I went full time in my business, and my business has been thriving. That was in June of 2015, right? 2016 was the first year I did six figures. So that half year I did about 50, 60K from June into the rest of 15. 2016 I did six figures my first full year in business, and my income has only gone up since then. It's never gone down. So it was a blessing.
Yeah, yeah. Again, that ability to pivot, right, and not be stuck in one place. So many people would have just been like, "Oh, you know what? I need this position. This is with the church. You know what? He right. I do need to lock in." And like you said, not to talk bad about churches, but I like what you said. Pastors are human too, right? We're all human. We all the argument people have about the church and the hypocrisy in the church and all that, like these are human beings that got lives and dealing with trauma. All that we talk about mental illness and mental health
Mm-hmm.
nowadays. The same mental health issues that the daddy issue, the parent issues, the imposter syndrome. You don't think pastors go through that,
Right.
right?
Right.
So yeah, give everyone give everyone some grace, y'all. Give
Man, I
everyone some.
forgot about that story, bro. You bringing them out the closet.
It's up to you. I do my homework, man. I do my homework. And again, if it's something you don't want to talk about, then please don't. But I love people sharing vulnerable stories like that, because it humanizes us, right? If someone's just being introduced to you now, like I was, and I don't even know how I came across it, but it was early on in your 100 websites in 100 days, and then going doing research. I'm like, oh, he does more than websites. Oh, he's teaching. Oh, he's that servant heart is what kind of drew me to you. But if someone just sees you now and like, oh, he did a website for Kurt Franklin. Oh, he did a website for PJ Moore, and he's in these certain circles, they would think, oh man, he's got it all together, right? But you're human too. You're a father. You're a husband. I can get your wife on here right now. I know she'll tell you don't always get stuff right, but
Oh, she got some stuff for me to do right now as soon as I get done.
right. So, um, how about that? How does your um, we talk about work life balance. You're
Mm-hmm.
dedicated husband. Shout out to you for being an amazing hands on father that you are. Um, how do you balance those two things? Right now, you locked in. You had to leave the fellas. You had to leave the hooping right now in this season. But stuff still got to get done around the house.
Yeah, house to the house.
Still got to show up as a father. How do you balance all these things, being a successful entrepreneur and also wearing those other hats?
Yeah, so one skill that I developed as an entrepreneur is time blocking. So
Mm,
I time block my work. I take my kids to school every morning, and they go at different times because my youngest son is a freshman. My daughter, she's not my oldest. She's my middle, but she's a senior. She don't have a first period. So I take my son to school, then I come back, and then I take her to school, and then for a period, they both. My son is in the band, my daughter's on the dance team. After football season, there was no longer band practice, but the dance team still had to dance. So I will pick my son up, bring him home, go back an hour later, pick her up after dance practice. So I was just back and forth. Thankfully, the school is seven minutes away, so it's not like I'm traveling super far, but it's still up and back, right? But I have that time with them in the morning, and I try to make it quality. It's kind of tough with teenagers; they ain't trying to be no quality in the mornings. They grumpy, but I be like, good morning, you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
um,
That's
and then
real.
in the afternoons, I try to have. Sometimes I have a favorite snack. I don't do it all the time, but I try to have a favorite snack or some Chick-fil-A already in the car, so when they get in, they already know it's time to eat. And we do family night. We try to do Friday night is either date night with me and my wife, or we'll do family night. Like we went to see Michael Jackson movie last weekend, and it was a great time. Then we went to Top Golf, right? So we had a late like a double whammy. And then the other night I took my wife out to eat, and then I had the kids come and surprise her at this place she likes to get gelatos, and they just kind of walked up behind her one by one, and she was like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? What? So it was a nice little dessert surprise. But that's how we keep the balance, and we support each other. If my daughter has a dance event, we going to the dance event. You know, my son has something going on, we going to the thing, and we all worship together. My wife is on the worship team. My son plays the tuba. He plays at the church. My daughter sings on the worship team. My oldest son plays music. So we worship together as a family as well.
Yeah. Let's talk about that real quick. Your relationship with Christ. How's that helped you in your entrepreneurial journey? Right, because as someone who's still learning different nuances of the Bible daily, in my meditating with the Word. Um, how is your relationship with Christ helped you as an entrepreneur?
Man, I wouldn't still be doing this thing if it wasn't for my relationship with Christ. Like the level of faith that you gotta have to know that when you work a 9 to 5, if you did your 40 hours, they gonna pay you for your 40 hours. There's some cases where it's like something might happen and the company goes down and you don't get paid, but that's rare. You're gonna get paid this amount. As an entrepreneur, you might get paid a whole lot more, but there might be seasons where you maxing out credit cards. Hello, 2023, when I moved my family from Louisiana to Dallas,
Mm,
and I lost my two biggest contracts the month before we left, and I
mm,
didn't tell my wife because I didn't want her to have that worry and that burden on her. And also knew I know how to make money, so no big deal, y'all. I'm gonna make it up, right? But we didn't struggle. I struggled for 6 months
mm,
because I didn't replace that income for 6 months. But I had credit cards. Thank the Lord
mm,
for credit cards. But I
mm,
maxed them. I maxed them jokers out. But they actually pushed me back into web design because I was running the back end of people's businesses and I wasn't focused on my own business. And then I was like, Remiah, how do you make money? You build websites, you host websites. Go get the money that you know how to make. You've been doing it since 2009. What you doing? So it
right,
pushed me back into the web design game, which I had tried to get out of it and go full time in the coaching game. But God always has a plan. He always has a plan. He pushed me right back into where I was supposed to be because he knew this moment was going to align, and I was going to be head down and ready for it.
for sure, for sure. So all the time, man, he's undefeated.
Yeah,
Missed a
absolutely.
free throw, never lost a game. Like, put your faith in him. He'll make sure that thing is right. And you kind of pivoted into what I was going to ask you next. Moving. Well, first of all, in the introduction, the last thing I was going to say is a fellow fan of the Super Bowl, the soon to be Super Bowl winning Dallas Cowboys. And I totally forgot that in the intro. So my fellow Cowboy
Hey,
fan.
bro, I'm an undercover Cowboys fan, bro. You
What?
can't be saying that out loud.
Oh, ain't
I just
nothing.
live. I live in, bro. When you live in Dallas, when I'm from Louisiana, so it's the Saints, and we talk about Dallas fans. We laugh at them. We
Okay.
talk about like how delusional they are. They never gonna win again.
Okay.
When you move to Dallas, and every stoplight you see in blue, and you
Right.
go to a restaurant, you see Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott literally walked in church. I'm on the keys, and he walked in church and sat on the front row, and I'm like,
Right.
"That's that." We got the talkback mics, right? I said, "That's Dak Prescott."
Right.
So
Right.
it's
Right.
like, yeah, that's Dak, right? So like we see these guys. It's a normal thing. You kind of fall in love with the culture.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to live in this city and not be a Cowboys fan. I'm not a Dallas Cowboys fan. I watch every game.
I
I've
got
been to games. Me and my wife been to a game, but we just entertainment. It's good entertainment.
I got you. I got you. I'm just saying. I see pictures of you at AT&T Stadium with the jerseys. I ain't see no say stuff. So that's all I'm
It's
saying.
just entertainment. We just
I got you. I got
when in Rome, do as the Romans.
my man, not gonna be able to go home after this, man. So I'll go ahead and edit this out. Um, but yeah, just talking about the hardest season, that move, that pivot, right? I was gonna ask you at what point was there ever a point where you were going through a hard season in your business, but publicly the outward facing element was, oh man, everything is peaches and cream? Because you hear all the time, fake it till you make it. And you got all
Yeah.
these folks out here that everyone on social media looks like they having success, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was
Yep.
that one of those seasons where you were gonna just try to figure it out, but publicly everything looked like it was good?
That was definitely one of those seasons because I just came off of a high season. I
Mm,
was with a group of people that I helped them do $12 million
mm.
1 year, right? And so I'm coming off of a high, and I'm like, we just did 12 million. It's about to be
Up
we about to turn it up.
yo.
And little did I know they turned me off.
Mm,
They said sayonara, so long, good riddance.
man.
Thank you so much. We'll holler at you later. And it ain't no bad blood, you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't like it was a time. God don't make no mistakes, right? But
Mm-hmm.
in that season, on the outside, on the inside, I was hurt, I was down, but on the outside, I had to keep a smile on my face. I had to keep showing up online, trying to record my content. I even stopped recording content for a little while because I couldn't fake it that
Mm,
much.
mm-hmm.
So I was like, I don't even feel like doing no content. I'm not about to do it. Forget it. I'm gonna just fall off. And that was that season. But it things came back around. I was able to pick up my client base and started back helping people, and then it uplifted my spirit. And it brought me around to where I needed to be. I connected with some amazing people. There's a guy named Words Taylor. I got to give Words a shout out. He actually lives here. One of my closest friends here now. He's been in business. If you know Eric Thomas, hip hop
Mm-hmm.
preacher, he
Mm-hmm.
was behind the scenes for Eric Thomas doing all his webinars and funnels and stuff. And I was behind the scenes doing webinars and funnels for some other guys in Atlanta. And we had always crossed paths. We was always in the same places. But then when we realized we were both here, we started hanging out. We hoop. That's who I started hooping with. Started going to the gym with, meeting for coffee. But and then he loves the Lord too. We go to the same church. So it just ended up being a really great connection to have somebody that was solid in business, but also has a family, also loves the Lord, also loves to play sports, you know. So that was good to have some community here. And that helped me to kind of rebound and get back where I needed to be.
Hey, they say you the equivalent of the five people you hang with the most. So getting aligned with, again, folks that are on the same path as you is key and pivotal. Is
Yeah.
he one of the brothers that are on the podcast with ET?
No, he's not.
Okay, he's
Yeah.
behind the scenes. Gotcha.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've been following ET for at least about a decade now. Got a couple of his books. He's a real deal for sure.
Gotcha.
Um,
Gotcha. For sure he is.
the All right, we talked about 100 websites in 100 days. What makes a freaking amazing website, and how does that differ from just a really really good website, right? Like, what are some, is it how good it looks, is it the functionality of it, without giving away your intellectual property, right?
No,
Like,
I could give it because I'm not afraid.
yeah.
Most people, you give it to them, they still got to execute. Execution is the part, and that's what ET talk about,
Mm-hmm.
right? Execution is worship.
Yep.
And I still do want to talk about 100 websites in 100 days because it's a little piece of that I want to tap into.
Mm-hmm.
But what makes a great website is really people need to know these five things about you within the first 5 seconds. Yep, take notes.
Now
For the
take
first
notes.
5 seconds of coming to your website, they need to know who you are, what you do, who you do it for, right? Who you've done it for. So you need to have some social proof and how they can get it. Though they need to know those five things right when they come to your website. So it has to be crystal clear. Like when you go to my website, it says websites and marketing systems that actually convert. There's no question about what we do. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I'm not trying to use words that don't make sense. I'm not trying to use technical jargon. I'm telling you exactly what we do, who we do it for, and then there's a button that says join the build event, which is a thing that we do on Saturdays, or apply for a one-on-one. That's how you can get it, right? Then I have a big old video of Kurt Franklin talking about how amazing the work I did for him is. That's my social proof, right? And so those are and that's before you scroll. Then once you locked in, then you scroll and you can learn. People can learn about your services. They can see more social proof. They can see your portfolio of your work and different things like that. Pictures of you with other people for social proof, testimonials. But those are the main things that need to be on your website, and they need to know that instantly without guessing, without trying to figure it out. Like, make it crystal clear.
Game. Giving game for sure.
Yeah.
So go ahead. You said you want to get into the 100 websites in 100 days. What was the strategy behind that? Because when I think that, and now I'm just sitting here thinking about it, processing it, hearing somebody say that off the jump, you're like, ain't no way somebody doing 100 websites in 100 days, right? So I think just because of that alone, I was like, all right, let me see what this brother's doing, right? Because I can see off the break, me saying I'm gonna do something for 100 days, and then get to a day where I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. Right. So yeah, yep. What was did you know that going in? Like, all right, I'm gonna get them with this.
Oh yeah. Did I know it was gonna end up how it has ended up? Not at all. Didn't never plan for it. But did I know that it was gonna go kind of like how it's going? My whole thought process is, remember, I have my head down. I built Demo Drop. Demo Drop is already built. So I already know I could build a website in an hour if I want to. I could build 100 websites in a week. Right. So what's 100 websites in 100 days? Nothing to somebody who could build 100 websites in a week. But I wanted to, and I had a whole different model for Demo Drop initially. And my thought process was, the first 5 days, people are going to be saying, yeah, right. Then when I get to day 10, they're going to be like, let me see if we're going to do day 11. And I wanted to get to the end of 100 days and have people saying, how in the world did you build 100 websites in 100 days? Ta-da, Demo Drop, release it to the public, right? That was my thought process behind it, but it just kind of shifted. My entire business model shifted because my freaking amazing wife said, you should do Kurt Franklin. Yeah. And even before doing Kurt Franklin, when I saw PJ Morton, he had a single come out. It was a I can't remember what day it was, but his single dropped that morning, and I saw the single, and I said, oh, I'm about to do PJ Morton website. And he posted at like 8:00, and I just built the website around the single and around the last couple of pictures that he had posted on social media, because I was like, if he got a single coming out, something is happening, and this is his promo pictures. And just so happened, the website that I built for him, his team saw it. They sent me a DM. They said, we like it. Matter of fact, we love it. What you don't know is PJ got an album he about to drop, but you can't tell nobody. But I can say it now because now it's already released. Well, he's told people now. And we want to use your website. How much do it cost? How can we get it? And they accepted the website as is and only wanted 2 changes. And that was to add the album on there that I had no clue was even an album.
Right.
And to add the second single, because he had dropped Mutual, and then Mercy came out the next week. I added the second single, and so now I'm PJ Morton's web designer. My kids are like, you designed PJ Morton's website? Oh my God, that is amazing, right? And so I started doing websites for people that had Grammys, like Kevin Bond. I did Kenneth Leonard Jr.'s website, and then some other people. And then my wife said, you know what, you might need to tap into like the music industry and just kind of shift the business that way. And I was like, that's not a bad idea. But one night we were sitting on the couch. It was a Tuesday night, and a friend came over, and she was talking about Kurt Franklin. And and my wife said, you should do Kurt Franklin's website. And exactly like on that video, I said, Kurt Franklin don't need no website. And I
Right.
just kind of tossed it by, and I wasn't even gonna go look. I was like, surely he's Kurt. He don't need a website.
Right.
But something said, go look. And I went to look at their website and I saw what I saw, and I said, y'all had this conversation. I'm pulling my laptop out,
Right.
and I went to work on my laptop for the next 2 hours. I built their website. I did. He was day 22. And then when his team saw it, they sent me a DM. Kurt actually himself DM'd me and said, hey, we love your work. My manager would love to talk to you. And he introduced me to his manager, Ron. And Ron called me. I had a Zoom call. I had a training I was about to do that he messaged me at 10:56. My training was at 11 o'clock. You know how bad I wanted to cancel that training?
Right.
I wanted to, and I was teaching. I was
Right.
teaching a group of people, but I didn't cancel it. But the whole time I'm teaching, I'm thinking, oh my God, I got a call with Kurt soon
Yeah.
as we get off this
Yeah.
thing. But I'm like, yeah, and this how you do this, and yada yada yada. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm about to talk to Kurt Franklin. He about to whatever. Anyway, his manager called me. We talked. It was not a long conversation. We love the website. Thank you for what you did. Yada yada yada. How much is it? Okay, boom. Send us an invoice. As soon as I hit send, I saw paid. Like it was sent paid right away. And then he was like, we got some other stuff we're gonna talk to you about a little bit later. I want to say this because I don't want people to miss this.
Mm.
The heart behind the whole entire campaign is give.
Yeah.
I'm doing this up front. The people who you see doing these 100 days, I'm not asking them for payment for me to build the site. But after I build it, if they see it and they like it and you want to activate it, yes, there's a payment on the back end, right? But I'm getting 10 times more business, maybe venture to say 50 times more business
It's
by
exponential.
doing the work up front
Yeah.
and having a service heart and having a heart of giving, and in return I'm receiving on the back end. But that's the heart behind the entire campaign. But the meaning behind it was I wanted people to say, how in the world is he building 100 websites in 100 days, and how they look this good, and
Mm-hmm.
how they keep getting better. Like
Yeah.
they be saying like, hey, you ain't no way it's gonna look better than that. And then I'll be like, watch,
It
watch.
is me. I'm not even saying it as a hater. I'm saying it to give you your props. Like, oh nah, he really killed with that one. How's he going to top this? Like it's almost like you're watching a sitcom week after week or day after day, trying to say, all right, what's he going to do next? So like, I'm locked in. I get the notification when you put it up there. Like, all right, who you going to do today? You know what I'm saying? And regardless of who you did your daughter.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful, beautiful. So like, you're not just doing celebrities and people who have Grammys. Like you're doing everyday people and seeing that transformation because you're wanting to serve and wanting to serve, not to get something in return, right? The book says to give with a servant heart, right? Be a cheerful giver, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, all right, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and give and then I'm gonna get X one. Nah, that's wrong. You gotta give from the right place, genuinely, and that'll come back to you. And right, I did not. I'm more of a logical thinking person. I remember me as a child, 9, 10, 11 years old, hearing it's better to give than to receive. That don't even, that's like saying 1 + 1 = 3. What you
Uh-huh.
mean? If I have
Uh-huh.
this, why would I give this to yeah, I wasn't stingy, but it's just seeing success. Like, how am I going to get success? How's more going to come back to me by giving? Try it out, then give. And then give cheerfully. And then give even when you don't have it to give. And watch what that's going to do for you.
Facts. Facts. It has come back. And
You
and
can't, you
and
can't quantify it. You
I
can't
can't.
quantify it at
I
this
can't.
point.
But I can because I know the numbers. But it's just it's ridiculous. But
Mm-hmm.
I told Mr. Ron Hill. I don't know if I should have said his name. I said it now. Maybe edit that out. I don't know. But I told I told Kurt's manager. When he asked me how much, I said this is my price. I'm not about to give you no jacked up price because I know who you represent. This
Mm-hmm.
is the price,
Right.
right? So a lot of people think, oh, you did Kurt Franklin website. What you charged him? 30,000? No, I charged him my regular rate. Like, you know what I'm saying? What we talking about? But they don't know that, and they wouldn't know that. But also, what they don't know is it's another project. Like day 40 is gonna be another Kurt Franklin website that's already built that we already talked about. They've already approved it, and then there's another one coming after that. So he's continuing to, like, he's sending me all of his businesses to do websites for.
That's dope. That's dope. And again, just starting on a journey to do one, and then do two, and then do three. Lock into the process, lock into the journey, and
Yeah, man.
watch
Yeah.
what happens. And
Can I tell you something before you man, I wanna appreciate you, Nate, bro. You have been very encouraging and like giving props out loud on social media in the comments, you know what I'm saying? And also you been in my DMs. Like I feel like you a brother, man. Like this our first time. I think we talked once before, but like on a Zoom call. But I feel like, man, every day you like one of the first ones. Oh man, this one is tight, or this is amazing. You killing it. Then you'll send me a little DM. Man, bro, I don't know how you doing that. This is dope, bro. This is inspiring. And you're not the only one. It's a lot of people, bro, that's
I know it
doing
is.
that. But I wanna appreciate you, man.
Oh no, I mean, we 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 all get inspired from different things, right? Um, Again, initially the 100 websites, 100 days, I'm like, all right, what is this? And then I see you, and then I see the man behind the 100 websites in 100 days, seeing that you're a man of God, seeing that you're a father. Again, our investment group, we 12 black men. So seeing that representation matters, right? So no, just being honest, just giving you your props, man. It ain't yeah, it's just giving you your props, man. You killing it. That's all. Keep doing what
Appreciate it.
you're doing. I'm a fan. Um, we officially family now. You say you feel like a brother. Anyone that comes on to the Extraordinary Exchange, you're getting our contacts or your contacts. If you ever need anything, reach out to us. I'll connect you with the other fellas in the investment group. It's all love. Because again, when you give and you come from the right place like that, it comes back to you. I actually got to follow up with somebody that you just did their website for their foundation.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw
Yeah,
your comment, and I was like, yeah, that's fire right
yeah.
there.
Again, another black man doing some dope stuff in the community, man. We gotta lift that up more, right? We gotta make that cool again, because there's a whole nother entity and a strong force that's attacking our kids. Like I don't even want
Mhm.
to go down that whole rabbit hole on so many levels, but there are targeted, specific campaigns that are trying to get our children, right, and get the younger generation and get our community specifically. So when you see the counter of that, we got to make sure we amplify that 10 times more than that other outside noise. So, yeah, I'm a representation of 11 other black men that do the same thing, man. So, yeah,
That's dope.
appreciate
That's
you,
dope
man.
for sure,
Appreciate
man.
Again, I want to respectfully your time. I want to wrap this up a little bit. One cool thing you did say, your kids were looking at you when you built PJ Morton's website. I think that's the biggest flex as a father, especially a father of teens and up. When your kids actually look at you and think you cool, but they don't know. We used to be the man back in the day, right? We
Oh,
used to
for
like be
real,
somebody.
for real.
Just look at you like you like whatever. You could you hear Michael Jordan's kids. I used to talk about him like, oh yeah, you Michael Jordan, but whatever. Um, what's a slight flex like that you take pride in, either as a father, as an entrepreneur, a slight flex that may mean a lot to you, but to the world is just like, okay, why are you excited about that?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. This a big flex. I'm gonna just keep it 100.
Yeah.
My oldest son is a platinum producer. He has produced for NBA YoungBoy, Rod Wave, Polo G, and a host of others. And any album that he gets on, it go platinum.
Mm,
The albums that he get on, they go platinum. And
that's hard.
you can say what you want. Maybe did he luck up and get on the right albums 3 times? With 3 artists, that ain't luck. That's talent.
That's a
And
position. That's talent,
yeah,
yo.
yeah. So that's one of my flexes, man. Like my kids are my pride and joy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can tell. I can tell. And everything that you do. Yeah, man. So shout out to you for just showing up and showing out, being that representation of black male excellence that we all strive to want to be like and emulate. So I feel like we can sit here and talk. You do feel like a brother for sure. Um, but again, thank you for sharing yourself with the world. I'm glad you didn't just go in and become recluse and stop making content. You came back to social media and started creating your content. You got your battery back in your back, got your swag back, as Hov would say. And you sharing your gifts with the world, man. Don't ever dim that. Don't ever second guess that. Because we both know who you are, but more importantly, whose you are as well. So
Yeah.
keep that up, man. Plug yourself, man. Where can people find you? How can people get tapped into your coaching, to the web development, design, and all that good stuff?
Yeah, so the biggest thing right now is if you have a business and you're looking to level up your online presence and you like your website is kind of trash and you don't know how to fix it, holla at me and my team, freakingamazingmarketing.com. Over the last 2 weeks, we have pushed out 27 website projects from start to finish. So we have the room, we have the capacity, we have the expertise to take care of you as well, and we would love to serve you. So just check out freakingamazingmarketing.com and come jump on this 100 websites in 100 days. Follow me on Instagram. It's gonna be a fun journey.
And Instagram handle is the same thing. Freaking amazing marketing.
Instagram handle is Remiah Trask. Just my name. Remiah Trask.
Cool. Tap in with them, y'all. Tap in with them. And matter of fact, last question. Gotta get. We'll do the alley oop, right? Since you're a hooper. Give us the alley oop. Who in your network do you know that's doing some dope stuff that you want to give them their props that we should probably talk to and have an extraordinary exchange with them?
Man, I'm a just toss you to the guy I already talked about. Where's Taylor?
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
reach out. I mean, I could connect you,
Do
but
that.
Words is doing some dope stuff. He recently had a pivot. Him and his wife do a podcast. Healing is a lifestyle. And they just talk about like just marriage, how to get over marriage humps and different things like that. But he is an extraordinary mind, like for real, for real. That's my guy. The just today, I sent him a voice memo to check on him, and he was like, "Man, I'm off. I'm doing a 4-day retreat because I got to do some content." Like he just left by himself. He's at a hotel doing some content and stuff. And I said, "Man, I hope you finish this content, and I hope it helps you to make $1 million this year." And he hit me back. He said, "Nah, I need to do 4 million."
Right. Why just
And
a million? Lowballing me.
and I told him, I said, my bad. I forgot you a multi-millionaire. That's my fault. Forgive me for that. And he was just laughing. But he's a great guy.
For sure, for sure. Well, words, we coming to you next, brother. We coming to you next. Again, Remiah, appreciate you, brother. It's all love, it's all family here now. You are officially extraordinarily aligned with us. So again, our connection, your connects, and let's keep building, man.
Let's do it. All
We
right, man.
appreciate all y'all for joining us on the Extraordinary Exchange podcast. This was truly an extraordinary exchange. Tap in with us. Appreciate all the comments, the likes, the subscriptions, and we will holler at y'all on the next installment.